Yo, what up? We're up 502 King Paul coming to you out with another video, man. So in this video, I want to take a moment and speak on the term unequally yoked. Unequally yoked. See, a lot of people, when they hear this term, they think about a believer and a non-believer being together in a relationship, being together in a marriage. And for obvious reasons, that can have a lot of disadvantages and be very bad for both people. When you have totally different belief systems, it's very hard for you to work together for a common goal. If you're going to be in a relationship with that person, if you're going to be married to that person, obviously someone's faith is going to be dwindled while the other person moves forward. But in this specific video, I want to talk about how you can be unequally yoked to another believer as well. Even if you're a believer, let's say that you're a Christian, for example, and you meet another Christian. Just because you two are Christians doesn't mean that you're just equally yoked because you share the same religion or the same beliefs. Now, before I go too far into that, I want to speak on exactly what a yoke is. A yoke is a wooden fixture that they will put around two animals' necks. And generally, these are two animals of the same stature, same size, and they would put them around the animals' necks, join them together so that those animals could pull a load forward. You know, just think about that in your mind. You put a wooden fixture on two animals' necks of equal stature and have them pull a load forward. They're working together for progression. They're working together to move forward. However, if you put a small animal and a large animal together and try to have them pull a load, what's going to happen is one of them, the larger animal, is going to be pulling harder and pulling faster than the smaller animal. Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 10 tells you you should not yoke an oxen and a donkey together. And the reason that it tells you not to yoke these two animals together, because obviously the oxen is a lot larger than the donkey is. The oxen is going to be pulling its load while the donkey is not pulling as fast. So what happens when one animal is pulling faster than the other animal, it's going to turn around in a circle. So what happens is instead of going straight and making progression, you're going to be going around in a circle, and a lot of times you're going to be butting heads. And just how it goes with animals, it goes the same way with humans, man. If you find yourself with a person who is unequally yoked, you two cannot progress forward in life. You cannot pull the load forward in life that God set behind you. Whatever it is, the goals that you're trying to achieve, where you're trying to go in life, you're going to be hindered because you are working with a partner that is not on the same level as you. You're working with a partner that's unable to pull a load quite as heavy as you. That's why you have to make sure that you do a lot of probing questions during the dating period. You know, if you're courting someone for marriage, or if you're trying to, figure out if you want to be in a relationship with this certain person, you have to figure out if you two are on the same level. And I don't mean size-wise, I mean spiritually. Are you further along in your journey than this other person may be? Are they further along in their journey spiritually than you may be? Mentally, maturity-wise, you have to think, okay, is this person mature enough to handle the load that I have? Because I know that I can handle what it is. I know I can help them out in their area, but can they help me out in my area? If we try to go and pull this load together, if we put our stuff together and we're trying to pull this load, are they going to be helping, or are they going to be hurting by making us go around in circles? Are we going to stay stagnant, or are we going to move forward? See, a lot of times people want to rush into relationships. They just go strictly based on the flesh and how it is that person makes them feel, but they're not thinking about the compatibility. A lot of people ask these questions like, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? If you want to ask questions like that, that's completely fine. But what about the questions that really make sense? You know, how do you want to raise a child? How do you see the dynamic of a husband and wife in a relationship? Where do you see us going in 10, 15 years? Where do you want to be in 10, 15 years? What kind of goals do you have for your life? Because sometimes, even though you may love a person, like a person, you may not have the same goals that that person has. They may have a goal that is completely opposite of the goals that you have in life. See, so many times we're just so infatuated with the flesh. We're infatuated with the sex. We're infatuated with, what it is that this person can do for us financially, or what it is that they're doing for us currently mentally, but not really thinking, how do we fit together? How do we fit together? Are we able to really cohabitate and work together for this common purpose? A lot of people are getting stuck in life, stagnant in life, because they're on one level and someone else is on another level. And the main point of this video that I want to get across is you have to make sure that you're strong enough that you're strong enough to carry the load that someone else is bringing in, and that they're strong enough to support you in whatever it is that you're trying to progress forward in. See, a lot of times we're trying to tie ourselves to people that just aren't ready to go where we're going in life. Some people, you may want the best for them, but one thing that I believe to be true, and it's always shown to be true in my life, is, you know, you can want people to move forward with you, but it doesn't mean that they are ready to go with you. Some people you have to leave it behind you. Some people you have to leave at different levels in your life. And it doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that you don't want the best for that person. But you have to realize what works for your life and what works for their life. See, they may need something out of a partner that you're not able to give, and you may need something out of a partner that that person's not willing to give. So believers can be unequally yoked. However, you know, we can't avoid this by talking a lot about, you know, everything, all the deep, dark stuff early on, before you even get tied up with that person in a relationship, marriage, sexually especially. You want to make sure that you really know who they are. You know, when you go back and look at my Soul Ties video, you know, I talk about how people, you have sex with people and then, you know, you find yourself linked to this person. And if you don't know that person well enough, if you don't know that person, you know, ins and outs, then you're linking yourself to something potentially dangerous for you. You know, if that person's going through a lot of things mentally, spiritually, and you're just asking very surface level questions, not really getting to know that person, now you've linked yourself to that. Now you're sharing some of these emotions. Now you're sharing depression with them. You're sharing anxiety with this person because you didn't take the time to really do the work. And we have to make sure that that's what we're doing before we just go out and hop into something, you know, because the only person that's going to hurt at the end of the day is you. You know, if you're the big oxen and someone else is the donkey inside of a relationship, then what's going to happen is you're going to be pulling that load double time and still going around in circles while they're just dragging on and like, okay, I'm trying to keep up with you. I'm keeping up with you because we link together. You know, I'm keeping up with you because we're in a relationship. You know, I'm here with you because we're married or whatever the case is, but you're pulling a load that I'm not able to bear. And we have to be real with ourselves, man. You know, are we putting ourselves in relationships, situationships with people where we have a load that is too big for them to bear? Be honest with yourself. Look inside of yourself. You know, what is it that you want out of life? What is it that they want out of life? And see if those things are compatible before you just move forward, man. Just because you two are the same religion, just because y'all share the same belief system does not mean that you are equally yoked with each other. So yes, to go back to the beginning of the video, you can be unequally yoked and you will be unequally yoked if you are a believer or different religions with someone. I do suggest not doing that because you are going to naturally butt heads, and someone is going to be losing their faith in their relationship with God that they've already established. Someone else is going to be losing faith in their religion or whatever it is that they do. So you have to make sure that you're making the right choices, man, picking the right people. Take the time, slow down. It doesn't hurt to really get to know someone. So many people are trying to avoid getting to know someone before you actually get deep with them. And then once you get deep with them, you turn around and you're like, well, this is not the person that I thought that I was in a relationship with. Well, did you actually take the time to get to know that person? So hopefully this video helps y'all out, man. It is early in the morning, but I wanted to get out this message. If y'all like anything about the video, make sure you go down below and like the video. It helps out greatly to get it to more people. It's 502 King Paul, man. I love y'all. I'm out.